Hello friends, this is Class 6th, Honeysuckle, Lesson 3, Taro's Revolt, a Japanese story retold. Value points to be covered in today's class. First of all, we'll do the summary of the story which has been explained till now. Next, explanation of the rest part of the story will be done. Next, homework will be assigned on the basis of today's explanation of lesson. At last, new words and discussion of homework solution will be done. Let's begin with the first point. Summary of the story which has been explained till now. Number 1. Introduction. Taro's Revolt is a popular fairy tale in Japan. It involves the story of a son, Taro, who wanted to fulfill the wishes of his father. Taro was a poor boy. He earned money by chopping woods from the jungle. But the money he earned was not sufficient for him and his parents. One day it started blowing cold winds. All people in the home felt cold due to wind passing from the cracks of the wooden house. His father wished if he could have some sake to energize his heart. What is sake? Sake is a popular and costly drink of Japan. Number 2. The appearance of the magic waterfall. Taro was sad as he did not have money to buy the expensive sake. He decided to work hard. Next day, he woke up early and went to the forest to chop woods. Suddenly, he heard the sound of falling water. It perplexed him as there was no river here earlier. Since he was also thirsty, he followed the sound of water. Soon, he found a waterfall behind the rock. He went near to the fall and put his hands in the water. To his amaze, he discovered that water was not water, that was actually sake. He became happy and filled some sake in his pitcher. Pitcher is a pot. Upon reaching the house, he gave this sake to his father. The father sipped the sake and started dancing with joy. Next is the spread of the news to the villager. A neighbor came in the evening. Father offered her a cup of sake. The woman happily took the sake. Father told her about all the incident which happened to Taro. Now the woman spread the news to all the people in the village, means all the villagers. Every villager rushed to Taro's home and tasted the sake. Now let's begin with the story, means today's explanation. Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. Means the next morning he woke up earlier than usual, that he used to wake up. He carried with him the largest pitcher he had in his house because he wanted to reach the waterfall. He wanted to be the very first person to reach the waterfall to get sake for his father. When he reached it, means when he reached there near the stream, he found to his great surprise all his neighbors there. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to hold the magic sake, because everyone wanted to get that magic water into their utensils, into their buckets, jar, whichever they had at their homes. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. He drank again and again and then shouted angrily, "Water! Nothing but water!" Others also tried, but there was no sake, only cold water. Means before the villagers filled their pitchers, jars, or the utensils they had with them, one of the villagers tried to taste that liquid. he found no sake. He found that water. Other villagers also tried, but they also found that water but no sake there. They shouted angrily because they were full of anger. They shouted angrily that there was no water, there was just sake. We have been tricked. Here, tricked means deceived, ditched. Who shouted? Shouted the villagers. Villagers shouted with anger that they had been tricked, they had been cheated, or they had been deceived by Taro. Where is Taro? Let us drown him in the waterfall. Means they wanted to drown Taro in the waterfall which was there behind the rock. But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock when he saw how things were going. He was nowhere to be found. Everyone was looking for Taro, but nobody could find him as he hid himself behind the rock. But Taro was speaking the truth that there was sake. Nobody else could find sake there. Everyone tasted that there was just water for them, and for Taro it was sake. Muttering their anger. Muttering means they were speaking unclearly in anger and they were speaking for Taro. And disappointment. They were disappointed with Taro. The villagers left the place one by one because they could not find sake. Taro came out from his hiding place, means from behind the rock. Was it true? He wondered. Means to his surprise, it was just sake. For him it was sake, and for others water. How could it be possible that the liquid which was giving sake to Taro and water to other villagers, was the sake a dream? This was being thought by Taro. Taro was thinking the sake which he got the previous day was that a dream for him. Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. It was the same fine sake, means again he tried to taste that liquid. He found again that to be sake. To the thoughtful son, means to the son who thought, who cared for everyone. For him, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake, means only for him, as he was thoughtful, the delicious sake was being given by waterfall to him. To everyone else, it gave only cold water, because he wanted to give that delicious, that costly sake, that costly drink to his parents, to his father, to make himself warm. This is the only reason the waterfall gave Taro sake, not water, because he was a thoughtful son. The story of Taro and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. As I told you in the beginning, this is the retold story of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter. Sent for means he called. He called young woodcutter, that Taro, and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro, who named the king. The king of Japan, the emperor of Japan, named the most beautiful fountain of the city after Taro. Means the name of the fountain was Taro, which was the most beautiful fountain of the city. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. Means the children who obey, who honor their parents, everyone is given to them very easily. Means they can get everything very easily if they really want to obey, if they really honor, they respect their parents in each and every way. Now I will tell you the summary of the story explained in today's lecture. water for the villagers and sake for Taro. Next morning, Taro again woke up early, searched the biggest pitcher and went to the waterfall. To his surprise, he found that other villagers were also going to the waterfall. Soon people reached the waterfall and tasted the liquid. But they found that liquid of the waterfall was not sake but the plain water. People became angry and decided to drown Taro in the waterfall. Taro hid behind the rock and waited till all the villagers went home. He then tasted the water again, means he again tasted that liquid. But to his surprise, it was still sake for Taro. The fool was giving Taro a sake while to other villagers it was a plain water. It was just a plain water. Next, awarded by the king. The story of Taro's care for his parents reached the king. He awarded Taro 20 pieces of gold to encourage other children to take care of their parents. Next, moral of the story. The moral of the story of Taro's reward is that one should always work hard to fulfill the dreams and wishes of the parents. A child should be thoughtful, obedient, and hardworking to make parents' lives happier. With hard work, one can get whatever he wants, and even nature helps that person with miracle. Taro not only got the sake for his father, but he also got reward and fame by doing hard work. Hence, hard work is the only key to happiness. Now, I will assign you homework. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. Why did the waterfall give Taro sake and others water? Number 2. Why did the villagers want to drown Taro? Number 3. Why did the emperor reward Taro? Now, discussion of homework solution will be done. New words. First of all, you are supposed to make format as you have been making for other lessons also. Draw correction work column at your right hand side and then write heading new words. In format, lesson number 3, honeysuckle, and then Taro's reward will be there, and then heading new words will be made. Number 1. Thoughtful. It means who thinks and cares for others. Number 2. Hillside. That is close to hill. Number 3. Chopped. Chopped means to cut by repeated blows. Number 4. Delight means happy. Number 5. Shivering means trembling. Number 6. Procession means a number of people that come one after another. Number 7. Tricked. That means deceived, or we can say cheated. Number 8. Muttering means speaking unclearly. Number 9. Expensive. That means costly. Now, number 10. Delicious. That is tasty. Number 11. Instead of. It means in place of. Number 12. Politely. That means gently. Now, let's discuss the answers of the questions which I gave you in last class homework. Question number 1. Why did Taro run in the direction of the stream? Its answer: Taro ran in the direction of the stream because he was feeling thirsty. Question 2. How did Taro's father show his happiness after drinking sake? Taro's father showed his happiness after drinking sake by dancing in the middle of the floor. Thank you.